You chose a rooftop in the rain. How fitting for someone who embraces darkness and suffering. The weather here matches my homeland's constant sorrow. How has your crusade against crime been progressing? Still believing one man can change a city built on corruption and violence. I've watched your methods from afar. You inflict pain to prevent greater pain. We're not so different in that regard, you and I.
I chose this location because it's private and the rain interferes with electronic surveillance. Your philosophy about pain and understanding hasn't changed, I see. Gotham's crusade continues. Criminals still fear the night. I don't claim we're alike just because we both use force. Your methods involve destroying entire villages. Mine involve stopping criminals without killing them. That difference matters. What brings you to Gotham?
There's a mercenary called Taskmaster operating in your city. He possesses photographic reflexes that allow him to perfectly copy any fighting style, any movement, any technique after seeing it once. He's been studying heroes and villains across the globe, building a database of combat abilities. Now he's selling that knowledge to the highest bidders, teaching criminals how to fight like Captain America, Spider, Man, even you. He's weaponizing skill itself and spreading it to those who would abuse it.
I've been tracking Taskmaster for 3 months. His training camps have appeared in 6 cities, teaching organized crime fighters how to counter superhero tactics. He's not just copying techniques, he's systematizing them and selling them like products. Every thug who graduates his program becomes significantly more dangerous. The escalation in Gotham alone has been noticeable. Criminals who used to run now stand and fight using tactics they shouldn't know. He's changing the landscape of street-level crime.
He represents everything wrong with those who possess power without purpose. Taskmaster has abilities that could serve a greater cause, but he squanders them for money. No vision, no philosophy, just profit. In my world, shinobi with great power bear responsibility for how they use it. This mercenary uses his gifts to empower the corrupt and violent. Such waste of talent deserves correction. Have you developed a strategy to stop him, or simply observed his operations?
I don't just observe. My plan involves exploiting the one weakness in photographic reflexes. He can copy movements, but not the physical attributes behind them. He can mimic Superman's fighting stance, but he doesn't have super strength. He can copy my techniques, but he doesn't have my years of endurance training. We create a situation where he's forced to use copied abilities that require physical capabilities he doesn't possess. He overextends, fails, and loses credibility with his criminal clients.
Interesting approach. Destroy his reputation among criminals by exposing the limits of his copying ability. But Taskmaster is intelligent and experienced. He knows his physical limitations and doesn't attempt techniques beyond his capability. He survived this long by understanding the difference between copying movements and copying power. Simply hoping he makes a mistake seems insufficient. You need to force an error. Create a scenario where refusing to overextend means certain defeat or capture.
Exactly. We create a no-win scenario. I've arranged for a high-profile client to hire Taskmaster for a job that appears simple but actually requires abilities beyond copying technique. The job involves infiltrating a facility with biometric security that scans for specific physical markers, not just movements. He can copy how someone walks, but he can't copy their heartbeat pattern, their body temperature, their exact weight distribution. Security systems catch the discrepancies and trap him inside.
Clever. But what prevents him from simply abandoning the job once he realizes it's a trap? Mercenaries survive by knowing when to retreat. Taskmaster has escaped capture before by recognizing when situations turn against him. You need leverage that forces him to continue despite recognizing the danger. Something more valuable than his typical payment, that he cannot walk away from even knowing it's bait.
Let's get Robin's input.
Taskmaster's entire identity is built on being the ultimate combat instructor and tactical genius. He's proud of his ability to copy and counter any fighting style. His ego is tied to his reputation as someone who studied everyone and can beat anyone by using their own techniques against them. If we publicly challenge that reputation by claiming there's a style he can't copy, his ego won't let him ignore it. He'll walk into the trap to prove he can copy anything, even knowing it's dangerous.
Your student understands pride and ego as weaknesses. I've seen powerful shinobi fall because their reputation mattered more than their safety. If Taskmaster believes his credibility, As the ultimate copycat is being questioned publicly, he'll respond to defend that credibility. The trap becomes secondary to proving his worth. He knows it's dangerous, but his pride demands he demonstrate his abilities anyway. Good psychological manipulation for someone so young.
Robin's right about exploiting pride. I've already started spreading rumors through criminal networks that there's a new fighting style Taskmaster can't copy. Something beyond his photographic reflexes. The rumors name a specific person he supposedly failed to replicate. His ego and business reputation both take hits. Criminal clients start questioning whether they're getting their money's worth. He has to respond publicly by copying the technique or admit limitation for the first time. Either way, we control his next move.
Controlling an enemy's actions through manipulation of information and reputation. This aligns with tactics I used when leading my organization. The best victories come when enemies defeat themselves by following predictable patterns of behavior. But Taskmaster is a mercenary, not an ideologue. Money and survival drive him more than pride. If the job offers enough payment to offset the risk and ego damage, won't he simply take the money and ignore the reputation attack?
Master Bruce, I've been monitoring this conversation with concern. You're planning to manipulate a highly skilled mercenary with photographic reflexes into a situation designed to trap him using experimental biometric security and psychological warfare. Mr. Nagato's point about Taskmaster prioritizing survival over pride seems valid. This plan assumes he behaves emotionally rather than professionally. What if he simply takes contracts elsewhere and ignores your manipulation entirely? You've invested significant resources into bait he might not take.
Alfred and Nagato both raise valid concerns about Taskmaster's professionalism overriding his ego. That's why the trap has multiple layers. The biometric facility isn't just bait. It contains actual information Taskmaster needs. I've acquired his personal files, his real identity, his family connections, everything he's tried to keep hidden. If he doesn't take the job and retrieve those files, that information goes public. His ability to operate as a mercenary depends on anonymity. We force his hand not through pride alone, but through genuine threat to everything he's built.
Threatening everything he values to force compliance. That demonstrates understanding of human nature and leverage. When people have something to lose, they make predictable choices to protect it. Taskmaster will come for those files, because losing his anonymity means losing his livelihood and potentially his life. The biometric trap captures him while he's focused on the files. Your plan has depth beyond simple ego manipulation. This is why your methods succeed despite operating in a city consumed by corruption. You understand pain and what people will do to avoid it.